But let me first break down. We're talking about the big state of Andhra Pradesh going to simultaneous polls as far as Lok Sabha and Assembly is concerned, and what are the factors playing out there. Quite like in neighbouring Telangana, Muslim reservation is a big issue in Andhra Pradesh as well. Of course, Jagan Mohan Reddy has very clearly said that the 4% quota that Andhra also has is not going anywhere, while the BJP's main contention this election, led by the Prime Minister himself, has been that no quota based on religion or for the entire religious community should be allowed, as is the case in some states in southern India particularly. Special category status, 5 years since bifurcation, no special status has been granted yet. This is where there could be a little bit of disaffection for the central parties. We know that Congress has suffered really badly since the bifurcation, both in Andhra and Telangana, contrary to what their expectations were when they announced that move to bifurcate the state. But YSRCP and TDP both have been blaming the BJP and the centre for the lack of the special status. How is it playing out as far as alliances are concerned? Well, the BJP considers Andhra too as a big catchment area for it, but it is heavily dependent on both its alliance partners, the TDP and the Janasena party. It doesn't really have that kind of presence in Andhra Pradesh. We know that Chandrababu Naidu also didn't fare very well when he went out of the NDA group, and now he's come back. But how is it going to play out for the BJP that has possibly a lack of cadre electoral representation remains to be seen. They're not, of course, contesting on the lion's share of the seats in Andhra Pradesh in any case. My colleague Rahul Shivshankar also in the studio with me. Javed Ansari, senior journalist, also with us. We'll have the likes of Smita Prakash, R. Rajagopalan also with us in just a bit. And Rahul, as I toss over to you, I think we have visuals of Asaduddin Owaisi, who's also come out to poll in Hyderabad.
Yeah, of course.
These are, of course, some of the other visuals from earlier. Yes, go ahead.
All these pictures, of course, will keep coming through, but Andhra Pradesh and Telangana is really where this election is going to be today. This is a phase where, let me be very honest with you viewers, there are no favourites. There are no favourites. Yes, the BJP has about 42 of those seats, mostly coming from the Hindi belt, as well as some from Odisha, and of course, one or two from, in fact, one from Bengal. So it's not really a phase where there are favourites simply because a fifth of the seats were won by wafer-thin margins. These 96 seats have been contested very closely. Only 3 seats have actually seen more than 35% vote share for a particular party. So not very big margins of victory either. Everything is a toss-up, and at stake really are the reputations of non-NDA and non-India alliance parties, the BRS, the YSRCP. Contending against them in Andhra, of course, is an alliance. So when you look at the YSRCP, it is up against an alliance of the Janasena, the BJP and the TDP. And if you really break down the numbers in Andhra from the last election, the TDP may have finished with fewer seats, but it was not an insignificant player. If you look at the vote share, it still commanded a huge chunk of the vote share. There was only a 4% gap between the TDP and, of course, the YSRCP. Before that, in the 2014 election, the TDP did very well because it was part of a larger alliance with the Bharatiya Janata Party in the NDA. That alliance has come back. Pawan Kalyan is adding the X factor here. The Kapu votes, they all play a huge role in a large number of seats. In at least 17 seats in Andhra, the Kapu vote has a significant potential. So will the chemistry all work for the NDA? Remains to be seen. The Congress, the India alliance, so to speak, is not even in the context. The Congress did not win more than 1.5% of the vote, and it would be a leap of faith for the Congress to come back very strongly in Andhra Pradesh. It will try to make a beginning at the state level. Remember, there are 2 elections going on. So the voter has to be very calculating here. He has to decouple from the national scene and also think who he wants in power to govern for the next 5 years at the state level. Now, there is a perceptible urban-rural gap here, divide, so to speak. Why? Because many people in the urban areas are not too impressed by the YSRCP. The rural base of the YSRCP is really from where Jagan derives his strength, and he's realized this, so he set out on a bus yatra trying to cover all those seats, and he's really had success in the past when he's done these yatras. Right. Millions of people have sort of galvanized behind them. He's also counting on all those welfare schemes that he has championed. He's going to obviously expect all of those to play into his kitty. Will that happen or not, of course, is the big question.